The Spanish Foreign Minister said Spain's main objective during Brexit negotiations was to protect the rights of its own citizens and residents in the Campo area. Furthermore, she said Spain wants to move towards a more balanced relationship between the parties and one that is less prejudicial to the Campo and its citizens. One of the objectives during the negotiations, she said, was to ensure that Gibraltar did not consolidate itself as an epicentre for money laundering. And she stressed that the tax treaty is a bilateral international agreement between the UK and Spain on Gibraltar and not one that is signed with the local authorities in Gibraltar. Ms Gonzalez Laya called the Gibraltar Protocol in the withdrawal agreement a legal instrument which enshrines Spain's special relevance in the process of the UK's withdrawal from the EU. Turning to Vox's objections, the Foreign Minister stressed that the text of the treaty recognises the advantages the agreement offers Spain, quoting directly from the text, saying it will put a stop to tax avoidance by individuals and companies living and operating in Spain, but who are tax residents in Gibraltar. She said in terms of the residences of individuals, the rules favour Spain. Furthermore, Ms Gonzalez Laya said the objectives of the tax treaty are beneficial for her country and the agreement creates the necessary instruments to achieve them, adding that until now there's been no legal instrument of this nature in defence of the interests of the Spanish Treasury. The Spanish Foreign Minister denied also that in signing the agreement there was an implied recognition of Gibraltar. Far from it, she said, adding the wording clearly does not imply any change in Spain's position on sovereignty and jurisdiction in relation to Gibraltar. And she stressed the treaty has been signed by ministers from the United Kingdom and Spain and not by any Gibraltarian authority. She also highlighted how the agreement provides for an enhanced regime of administrative cooperation, with Spain and the UK free to designate the bodies and authorities as necessary, with the powers and status they consider most appropriate. The Foreign Minister concludes these are obviously very favourable rules for Spain. Ms Gonzalez Laya also made special mention of the Memorandum of Understanding on Tobacco, which she said establishes the temporary and quantitative objective of ensuring that the average price differential of tobacco in Gibraltar is no more than 32% higher than the tobacco in mainland Spain and the Balearics. She confirmed this is on track to be achieved by the 30th of June. Finally, Ms Gonzalez Laya told the Spanish Parliament that this is an agreement with a vocation for continuity, which falls within the broader context of the United Kingdom's withdrawal from the EU and which has been negotiated with a national perspective. Speaking afterwards, PSOE politician Alfonso Rodríguez Gómez de Celis told MPs the tax treaty means Gibraltar can now be removed from the list of tax havens after 30 years and be counted on as an ally in the fight against tax fraud. The tax treaty will need to be approved by the Spanish Foreign Affairs Committee before returning to the plenary and subsequently completing the process in the Senate. It's expected to be ratified at EU level in October.